machines behind me. We had a crazy, kind of freak of nature incident where the basement filled up with water and I had to move them. So I'm surrounded. See if you look. There's just pinball machines that way, pinball machines that way. There's one in the other room. So yeah, it's. Yeah, I saw that Lindsay said you got a haircut. I got one Monday, Tuesday, I think. Tuesday, yeah, the Tuesday. We did that. So, what's up, everybody that's watching? I know, like, Tim Holleran's watching, Lindsay, LB Costa Mom. So, what we're doing today is we got a bunch of stuff to talk about. We're going to talk about Lake Compounce opening day. I got video of, it's park permission. It's not, illegal. I talked to the park and all that, so it's all good. We also, so you're going to see in Ghost Hunt, for those that are familiar with the dark ride, I got the full POV of Ghost Hunt, which shows the new, well, not new, they upgraded the mirror hallway and all that with new targets and stuff. So they have that working. We're going to talk about all the different stuff that went on with Lake Compounce, the different procedures with social distancing, how they're cleaning the coasters, all the procedures that you need to know about. There is a video tomorrow talking about everything that I'm basically talking about, and depending upon how much I talk about it today. If not, there's a video you can watch, share. You can, I show you the rides that are closed, social distancing, how they're cleaning rides, etc. We're talking all about it. Before we'll get into that in a little bit, because that's gonna take up a big bulk of everything. So that way we can get more people, because I know people are going to be in and out waiting for Lake Compounce, so we'll do that. We do have some crazy, unfortunate news about Six Flags New England. Nothing official, but just based off what the governor said today. We're going to be talking about Orion, because they had that, first Ride of Media Day thing today, or yesterday, or whatever it was. We're going to talk about Splash Mountain. We're going to talk about Six Flags Discovery Kingdom. We're going to talk about Dorney. We're going to talk about some Disneyland stuff. Six Flags Over Georgia, Knoebels. There's 1, 2, 3 pages of stuff. There's 2 things about Six Flags New England I want to talk about, but one of them can help everybody. One of them can help everybody if you have it's a question somebody asked, and the park actually answered it yesterday, so that's cool. We're talking about Circus du Soleil, another like Six Flags corporate thing. Kind of threw me, about the boycotting Facebook ads. We're going to talk about Maurice Pier. We're also going to be talking about some Walt Disney World stuff. And again, Candymonium, Orion. I have no videos or anything. I wasn't there. I know Costa Crew has them. They're all over the internet. So you can definitely watch either or. You can go anywhere and spin the wheel, Yeah, it's something like that with Kings Island. So let's talk about Orion. Let's kick that off. So Orion is their Giga 300-foot drop on it. And this was, a lot of enthusiasts. That's why once in a while I take a dig at enthusiasts. If you pay attention to some videos I make, like be thankful for what you have. I call out stuff because before the ride even opened, nobody had gotten to ride it. They announced it. They showed the animated POV. People lost their mind and was like, it's crap. It's not a Giga. It's not this. It's not that. And we've talked about this a million times on the show. We have. All about all the different, all the different stuff. Yeah, there's a bunch of weird little parks in New Jersey. I saw that list. I didn't look at the list. I just scrolled past it. I just don't care about anything that anybody in that club has to say, to be honest. That's just an honest statement. I just don't care. I just don't. But in any case, so Orion, it seems like exactly, LB Costa Mom. Exactly. You don't know. I mean, people have opinions, and that's fine. I'm not the opinion police. If you want to say it sucks, by all means have it, but you're an idiot. because I learned that from the mistake I made myself years ago when Wooden Warrior opened. I looked at that and I went, "This is a joke, right?" Like, I'm like, "This thing can't be good." But I went to ride it to get the credit when they had an event. And I'm like, "Oh, I'm just gonna get like a one and done. This thing's stupid and it looks stupid. It's so small." Hey, what's up, Charles? And after I got off Wooden Warrior after the first ride, I was like, "Whoa, this thing packs a punch. Looks deceiving." And from that, hey, what's up, Kevin? And from that point forward, I never judged a coaster until I rode it, or a flat ride, or anything. I don't judge a ride until I've ridden it. That's like Steel Vengeance. That thing could be the best thing since sliced bread. I haven't ridden it yet, so you're not. I'm not gonna hype it, and I'm not gonna talk it down. I won't. That's just not what I do. I'm not here for clicks. I'm just here to entertain. Realistically, I love that everybody, comes in and out, but I'm really here to entertain myself, and I'm glad that you guys come along for the ride. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm glad about that. Yeah, I mean, it's a short gigger. That's the money they spent. That's the ride they got. You know, uh, and you know what? Not everybody's going to love every ride, and I get that. You know what I mean? I don't love every ride I go on. There's some rides I'm like, hell yeah, I want to ride again, and there's some, like a lot of those old, what do you call it, arrows that got inversions that have the crappy restraints on them. You're like, yeah, no thanks, just nope. Some of them you'll ride. They're not as painful. Like, look at Loch Ness Monster at Busch Gardens. I love riding that thing. I don't come off that thing with a headache. I have fun. I love it. You get some other places like Anaconda. When Anaconda, when I finally got to ride that thing, I'm like, this thing's a piece of crap. It's old. I walked off with a headache. It beat me up like I was in a fight with Mike Tyson, and it pounded my head in. That's just how it made me feel. So I just skip. When I go to King's Dominion or any place, if there's a ride I don't like, I skip it and I just go enjoy what I love. And there's nothing wrong with that. So when it comes to Orion, I've seen people bashing the hell out of Orion, going, "Oh, it's a piece of crap. Fury's still better, or Leviathan's better." I don't know. I haven't ridden Orion yet. Just open. So what we'll move into next. It's obviously Candymonium. Candymonium, they had a media day today, and I know Charles was there. But at the end of the day, people are saying that Candymonium's better than Orion. I can't tell you if Candymonium's good or if it sucks. I'll let you know after I ride it if I like it or not. It kind of like what I watched the POV that popped up before the show from Coaster Crew, and I was like, "Oh, let me check it out." So I checked it out, and then I was like, it kind of reminds me, it kind of reminds me of Mako a little bit, with the airtime hills. It kind of reminds me of that a little bit, Yeah, Ethan, as long as you don't have to worry about the lightning, the rides were still running, because I was with Charles yesterday at Lake Compounce, and we saw when so you got to ride Candymonium yesterday and today. All right, that's cool. So you said it's pretty good. And you know what? That's what I like to hear. You know what I'm saying? So, both rides, they look good. They're fun. I'll give you that much of, like, opinion on just basing it off of POVs and stuff. Looks fun. Looks good. Either between Orion and Candymonium. You can either love them all or hate them all. I don't know. Your opinion's your opinion, and I'll let you know after I ride. I'll be like, "Hey, that was a good ride," or "That ride sucked," or blah 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 blah. So, yeah. It looks great. I saw you could tell the airtime hills on the POV that was given, and yeah, it's a great look. Either way, it does good for the park, for each park. One, you get a new ride this year that potentially you might not have gotten because of this virus. You may have to have waited until next year, possibly. So I'm glad that people got to ride it. I'm glad people enjoyed it. Hey, if some people didn't enjoy Orion, I haven't really heard anything bad about Candymonium. I've only heard positive things, but again, I wasn't scouring the internet all day for Candymonium or Orion, anything. I saw the line was ridiculous for Orion today. Like I saw the full queue of Orion going all the way over by Skyscraper. Not Skyscraper, Windseeker. I saw that going that way, all the way down there. So, yeah, it was a busy day at Kings Island, and I'm sure Kings Island was pumped because hey, that's money starting to go back into the kitty for them to work on the next investment, whenever the hell that is. So that was really cool. Yeah, I like Sky Rush. I don't hate it like everybody else does. I'll be honest. Sky Rush is one of my favorite coasters in that park. It's not my favorite, but it's one of. Like I love riding Sky Rush. I like riding Big Bear. I like riding Laugh Tracks. Hey, what's up, Nelson? I do love Super Duper Looper. I don't really care too much for Fahrenheit and the other one there. I forgot what the Storm Road. I'm not a huge fan of them. Not a fan of that. So, hey, the Boomerang's not bad. Hey, what's up, John C? Yeah, we're back on an original night for tonight, and that's just because yesterday I was at Lake Compounce, so I couldn't. Well, realistically, I could have. I would have done it like 8 o'clock because I got home around 7. Because they closed the park at Lake Compounce yesterday at 4:45. So because of all the weather. So all right. So let me cross these off so that way I know they're done. All right. So Walt Disney World. We'll get this out of the way. Employees in the union that has to do with performers. They want testing for all employees, not just the performers. And I guess based on the article, the idea was shut down. So I don't know. We're going to keep paying attention to see how this unfolds, because that might be a sticking point to get people back in there working. Because if Disney and the union can't agree, it ain't happening. It's just not. I noticed Boulder Dash, Nelson, yesterday. I don't know if it was doing the same thing today. When I got a back row ride, my first ride, and that hill, right? As it drops down to go where the camera is to take the on-ride photo, and then pop back up to the brake run. It barely made it over that hill in the back, and then it dropped down and made it up. It was running a little sluggish yesterday, and by now it should be broken in. And obvious reasons it's not. And it sucks that it's not, but that's what it is. Alright, so we got that out of the way. What else is... what we got here? So Dorney's going to open to season pass holders on July 8th. And then to the public on July 11th. So remember, you're going to have to make reservations as usual. So keep that in mind. But let me say Scouts was the first one. My dad... went to college in VA, so that was why for the last one I had done with the family a few years earlier. Oh yeah, up a little more. One guy I talked to from the park said they love working with B&M on it. This is what Charles is saying. Also said it gives more of a full family coaster experience compared to Sky Rush. Yep. And then Lindsay was saying there was a 3-year stretch where I was in VA at some point in the year. April 2012, June of 2013, and August of 2014. So you did a 7th grade Williamsburg trip, a Laura Cabins, and a college reunion Natural Bridge. Alright, cool. Might be going to the zoo, Philadelphia Zoo on the 17th, not set in stone. Alright, so that's cool. So there's a lot of that. Alright, so... Disneyland postponed their opening due to waiting on guidance to reopen from the governor. Also, the petition to delay the opening. There's a similar petition going on at Walt Disney World, and I don't know how that's gonna work out. It doesn't look like they updated any track, and the reason why. I don't believe they do, Kevin, but I know we have on SFNEOnline's forum, we have the Lake Comp. We have like Six Flags New England. We have all the New England parks. So there's anybody that's talking about Lake Compounce now goes in there. It's been slow going since we had to redo the forums. But yeah. Hey, what's up, Marcus? And it looks like on Bold Dash they didn't do any track work because they couldn't do anything. Yeah, I'm gonna have to start doing the bacon ones now too. I'm gonna have to. All right, let me cross this up. But I was saying with the updo, there's a pothole, what they call, after a few hills after the drop, and what do you call it? It's still there. They were supposed to take care of that and something else. You could tell that because when they had to shut down and everybody had to clear out of the park. I mean, I think like they had some security and a couple maintenance guys, nothing major, just kind of just doing some stuff. Yeah, it looks like they weren't able to because of the virus. There's a lot of stuff, and we're going to get into all that Lake Comp because there's a lot to digest with Lake Compounce. And right before we do Lake Compounce, I'm going to give you the Six Flags New England news that I have. Six Flags over Georgia. It looks like there was a family that one of its members had a Black Lives Matter shirt on, and then they were warned that possibly if they get complaints, they were going to have to leave. They didn't have to. Nobody complained. The company, Six Flags Corporate, did respond. They talked to the family, and they said they can't wait to welcome them back as a VIP guest. So, and they've done some retraining for its staff, its security, about stuff. So they're trying not to. They're not trying to push buttons. They're just trying to save face. Realistically. Yeah, I haven't watched Onward yet. It doesn't really it doesn't stick out to something that I really want to watch. I want to watch it, but I can find 10 other things to watch on any given night. I don't know. Six Flags Discovery Kingdom starting today. They're going to be reopening without rides. They're going to have, because that used to be a zoo before, an amusement park, so now they're just going to have the animals only experience. And you got to do if you go to the website, you can get reservations. You could get to go on it and see all the information on their website to do it. Does anyone know if there's truth to a rumor that none of the Intamin launch coasters, Stormrunner, King Dakar, Top Thrill, Dragster, are all not opening all this year? I don't know for sure. I mean, we won't know until Great Adventure opens. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And it'd be weird because one of the things that we found out yesterday at Lake Compounce, when you go on Phobia, they tell you to take the mask off and put it in your pocket or put it in the bin. I guess they figure it's gonna go flying off, but they social distance on all the coasters. So I don't know. It could be potentially that because of the virus, things were shut down. They haven't been able to finish their off-season maintenance. That's like, I know, like at Lake Compounce, Zoomerang and Wildcat didn't open yesterday, but they're scheduled to open later in the month. It's just getting. It could be true with King Dakar, Top Thrill, Stormrunner. It could be they're closing it down because of the virus. It could be they're closing it down because they just want to take the year off with it and just not worry about the maintenance on it, because those are heavy maintenance coasters, always going down. And you don't want to have the ride breakdown. And what if there are people in line or on a ride trying to get them off? Hey, what's up, Alex? It's just crazy. So there is a potential that those rides, like King Dakar, Top Thrill, Stormrunner, may not open. Don't know. I haven't heard. I haven't heard anything. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's. I think it's still opening. Aren't they supposed to? When are they open? Tomorrow, something like that. I think they're supposed to open still tomorrow. I think they. I don't know when they're opening. MGM reopened July 13th. That's so stupid. So stupid. They can open casinos but not parks. So dumb. All right, so Knoebels, they opened up on yesterday, and it says the hours during the first few weeks of operation will be from noon to 8. Initial operating days will offer the opportunity to pay per ride with individual ride tickets only. The park expects to be open with at least 30 plus rides in the majority of food stands, games, and gift shops. It also seemed that it also seems that people were not following the rules yesterday. And people were taking the masks off, not wearing them right. People complained. So then Knoebels later that night came out with a statement. Under no circumstance, the only people that really can not wear masks is people under 2. Because people were using the medical loophole to get out of wearing a mask. I'm not wearing a mask. I got a problem. Because under the, the American Disability Act, the ADA, you can go and say, hey, I got asthma. I can't wear a mask. And they can't question you. You don't have to provide documents. It's against the law. People are abusing it. So now they're like, you don't like it? Tough crap. If you don't want to deal with it, get out. So keep that in mind when you go to the parks. Just comply. If not, don't go. That's just the end of the day. So Cirque du Soleil, all those crazy shows that get put on, the different themes. They have one at Disney Springs. They got them all over Vegas. They got them everywhere. They got traveling ones. Well, anyway, they fired Chapter 11 protection due to COVID-19 because they can't be open. So they're just going to do what they got to do to navigate outside, to get out of bankruptcy, come back a stronger company, and hopefully we'll be able to open up their shows. All right, so Maurice Pierre, if you want to go, the crazy thing, Maurice Pierre has reservations, so it can guarantee you to get, their ride bracelet or whatever, so you can get on it, because they have to operate at 50% capacity, something like that. So go to their website, go enjoy, make some reservations, and have a good time. All right, so now we're getting into some different territories here. I know I'm kind of breezing. It's probably if I remember correctly, I don't know the official word yet, but I think the Wave Swinger and Sky Coaster, I think, are not opening this year. I mean, I'm going to show... I think I got a picture of the Wave Swinger. It's just a support system. There's nothing there. It's green, like a teal color. There's nothing. No body around it. No nothing. But I would definitely, so keep it with a grain of salt. Like I said, Zoomerang and Wildcat are going to open a little later in the in the month, and then as they get rides, whatever, they're gonna have them up and as they can, like so yeah, this might be, it could be maintenance. I don't know why, but it could be that it's Sky Coaster, forget it. Like I said, I don't know. I didn't ask. Didn't know. So we're going to talk about some Six Flags news. There's 3 pieces that you need to know. So number 1, and it kind of baffled me. I had no idea what the hell they were talking about. Every Six Flags park and the Six Flags corporate, Facebook page puts this black background and it's got wording on it. So basically, they're joining in with people that are boycotting advertising dollars on Facebook because they're not doing anything about hate speech. So that seems to be a new thing, and a lot of people are taking away their funding, for ads away from Facebook because Facebook's not dealing with hate speech or whatever. So Six Flags joins the boycott with everybody else. I have some thoughts about stuff, and I try not to open my mouth a lot of times because with cancel culture, people were trying to cancel SFNEOnline on Monday, and I had to laugh. People were trying, and they failed. And here's why they failed: because they didn't give them any more ammunition. I might right now, but there was a post that was made about Indiana, and I don't care. Indiana Beach, I'm not the one that posted it, and it was AJ. It's not sandbagging him, but he put, "Hey, Indiana Beach open with no stupid mask. You didn't have to wear stupid mask." Something along. People saw it. People flipped out. People were freaking out, saying, "Oh, we're gonna unsubscribe." Da 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 da. This, that, the other. Only one person did on Facebook. So much for a whole group of people. My whole thinking of that, and I'm addressing it because, look, I don't condone any baloney from anybody. I don't condone it. We don't censor anybody. You're allowed to say what. If there's like hate speech, hey, what's up, Isabella? We're not going to deal with hate speech. You know what I mean? I don't deal with bullying and the hate speech. You know what I mean? Somebody starts going racial slurs and doing, crazy stuff. Like, I'm not going to deal with the crap. If you think that we're stupid because we said stupid masks, you don't know how, why, whatever. Yeah, people are trying to cancel everything, and what I did was I didn't respond back to the post. I buried it with actual news and like Compounce, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. Here's the thing: if you have a view that wear a mask, you're right or wrong, and my view could be I don't want them. I wear them, but I don't want them. That's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion. It doesn't make me a bad person or a good person. It's just how I feel. You guys feel different about various different things, right? You have opinion on everything. You don't. But here's the thing. If you go back to the post, not one single comment was deleted. And then somebody actually went after, John was trying to, I know what John was trying to do. He was trying to voice his opinion, have my back, and I appreciate that. He said something to somebody, and then, what is his name? Robert, whatever his name is. He puts a meme, and he put retard alert. Like, you're trying to say somebody's stupid about the masks, and then you're calling somebody a retard. I'm not, but that person did that to us, to John. I don't go for that. It's all there. You guys can all see I don't think anybody really cares anymore. But I'm just saying, we don't censor. You can go on the message board. The only thing that we would censor would be like somebody using like racial slurs or stuff like, you know what I mean? We're not going to condone bullying. You want to bully, go somewhere else where they allow it. People are going to cower and bend over and take it. Not here. Look, I love all you guys that watch and support the channel. Yeah, Shane Dawson is, I don't even give a crap about what, I don't know. I'm a different breed of a person. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not racist. My father was trying to argue white privilege. I said, I don't have that. Maybe you did back in the day, but I don't. I used to get pulled over by the cops for no reason, mess with giving tickets. I've had gun drawn on me. I have all that stuff. I don't have. I'm white. You can see, right? Well, I'm a little sunburned or tanned or whatever. Right? I'm white. I'm not black, and I've been treated just. I mean, have I been shot by a cop? No. Have I been beat up by a cop? No. So, but I've had guns put in my face and all. I've been put up. I'd go to an ICP concert and I'd be just waiting in line, and a cop walk up to me, shove me against the wall, and put hands against, searching me for no reason. I don't get white privilege. I personally don't have it. You know what I mean? So I had to school my father on that. Maybe he did back in the day. I don't have it. So it's just people are just coming at you. And I'm not saying anything like, oh, nobody has white you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going that route. I'm just saying, have your opinion. Have fun. This is we all have a common bond. Right? We all have a... Why do you guys want... I mean, I'm sure a lot of you people that are watching are probably going, look at that fat ass. He's an idiot. And they just probably just want to attack me from behind and talk crap behind my back. But at the end of the day, who cares? Even if all of you guys just said, I'm unsubscribing, and I lost every single person, right? I would still make videos, and I would do the Grow Show with 0 viewers. Why? Because I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I'm in it for the right reasons, not the wrong reasons. So that's my rant on that, and I appreciate everybody that's, supports SFNEOnline, the Grove Show, Hornapalooza, whatever we're doing. I appreciate everybody that shares, likes, comments, gets involved, loves it, encourages it, or talks crap. I got love for all of you. I don't hate anybody. I mean, unless you try to kill me and my family, then, then it sounds like Donkey Kong. But, all right, so... How was Dollywood, Max? How was Dollywood? Let me know how Dollywood was. Did you have fun? Whatever. So before I get into the big Six Flags New England news, right? Someone had asked me about, well, I haven't processed my pass yet because the park didn't open yet, but I want to go to other parks, right? So I think that was like Tuesday or Monday somebody asked that. So I emailed the park, and then yesterday, while I was at the park at Lake Compounce, Jen McGrath responded. So this was her answer. So for those that are looking for the same answer, here is your answer. She puts, great question. Yes, the card must be processed at their home park. Now, being we are closed, we can take care of it via virtually for all our guests. The process, they must email via our online web portal their confirmation number. We can then process it. While we cannot provide the card, they would be able to enter via the Six Flags app to other parks. Yeah, there you go, Marcus. You listen about my fat white guy talk about his white privilege. There you go. That's what we're talking about tonight. So, and I don't, and when I talk about like white privilege, I don't mean that like in a derogatory way. I'm just saying, I don't have it. Trust me, there were plenty that do have it, that are more well off than I am. They could lose their jobs and still just be a millionaire, and they can buy off whatever. I can't do that. I'm poor folk. So what do you say? I've seen a lot of content from Dollywood lately. Kelly's Coaster Vlogs, Mass Bandit, formerly a gamer doing Sims and D&D, and I saw Taylor's Media preview video too. Long live the Minor Lost Souls. I have. Max, we talked about it a little bit earlier. It's a love-hate thing with that. It's definitely love-hate with... some people love it, some people hate it. I don't know. I did not, but isn't that what is that, Dock Horizons? Is that what you're talking about? Dock Harbor, Dock Horizons, or something like that? Yeah, that's canceled. I saw that. Did I didn't put that on here, did I? I might have, was like, oh, I'm going to put it on there, and then I never did. Yeah, no, I don't have it on, yeah. Yeah, I saw that. I think, Actually, Isabel, I wouldn't be scared to go out in public. What you got to do, and especially this weekend, people be very careful. There's a lot of crazy chatter going around the country about violence and stuff. So please, guys, this weekend, please be careful. Yeah, I think Halloween this year is going to be, Big E's canceled. King Richard's Fair, that's also in Massachusetts, is canceled this year. You know what I'm saying? So, be safe this weekend, especially with 4th of July. Don't blow off your hands. Don't go around people. Just pay attention to your surroundings. Always be aware. It's not like what it used to be even a year ago, 6 months ago. However long we've been in this virus, 4 months now? It has much to do with bankruptcy as it did with COVID. Yeah, it's tough with the way that this virus is reacting and doing everything. It's taking things out, man. It's taking businesses out, all different kinds, Yeah, so here's the bad news, and it's what I've been telling you guys from the start, and nobody would listen to me. You all thought I was stupid. Every single one of you. You're like, nah, it's gonna open July. Nah, it's gonna open August. Nah, I was being told before all the Governor Baker did in Massachusetts was reiterate what I've told you since all this is going on, right? Phase 4, which was supposed to tentatively start July 20th. But it even said, he said even back when he made all the phases, Phase 4 will not start until there's a vaccine and or treatment. So he said that then. Phase 3 starts Monday. And said, again, Phase 4 does not begin until there's a vaccine and or a treatment. So what that really means is Six Flags New England can open between 2021 and 2025. Because it takes about usually up to 5 years to have a good, somewhat working vaccine for everything to eradicate it. So, yeah. You can... Now, I don't think like Six Flags New England will close its doors and they'll rip out the rides and send them around. I don't think that's going to happen. As long as the rest of the chain gets to open more sooner than later and it can hold it together, you just probably might see it close for a year or two. Maybe 3 or 4. Now, there's supposedly a vaccine coming in the fall. I would not be one. I would not. No. No. You'd be. Look, I get it. People. Yeah, they were saying 10K today or yesterday or whatever it was in Florida. It's getting crazy out there. Yeah, I don't think Six Flags is going to sit there and allow that to happen. Well, here's 2 things that's going to happen. As soon as the governor was done, once the governor sprouted out the words Phase 4, I'm sure they called, they called corporate and said, what do we do? So it's either they're going to sue. I don't know this. I have no confirmation on anything. So they're either going to sue the state or they're just going to go, okay, we're just going to wait. And that could be bad because what will end up happening is they're not going to keep the entire permanent staff. The marketing, whatever they always had whatever, like their full-time employees, period, they're not going to keep them. They're going to go, see you later, you're laid off until we reopen. They could be furloughed until that happens. You know, I mean, you could talk about it while we're chatting. You know, I always go back and I read stuff. So you know, I mean, he could. I don't know. But here's the problem. You know, and here's the problem with all this stuff. Whether it's more testing, more people getting sick, seeing a spike, whatever's going on, you're not you're not going to get a vaccine before herd immunity. You're just not. You're not going to have to get it out in mass quantities to people. Not going to happen. And I know I'll be the one to say it, whether people get pissed at me or not. The spikes are due to the protests. They started around Memorial Day, I think, and they've continued on. So, all the things going up, it's the protest. They're afraid to say it because I think they're just trying to play political correct, afraid to upset, like the Black Lives Matter movement, the movement that's going on to get change in the country. I'm all for, you know, the protests, peaceful protests. I'm all for getting things done, fixed, so that people of color don't have to deal with what they deal. But at the same time, they just the states and the governments and stuff, they don't want to say I don't know why. It just to me that's what it seems like. I don't know if that's true, and I don't know. You know, so I mean, Six Flags has a really good plan in place. You know, if they do everything they're going to say that they did in that video, there shouldn't be any issue. The only issue that I see here's what I see. I mean, there are. Here's the problem, and this goes into what Chris says. Florida cases really can't be protest, as we only had 2 nights of them, and they just, what they say, and they just stopped. Huh. Yeah, but in any case, so here's the problem. People do not, for the most part, want to comply wearing masks. You see it in pictures all over the place. Knoebels, Six Flags America, Universal had happened, SeaWorld, Busch Gardens, wherever it was. You know, so they what do you call it? So unless they can, you know, unless that they can get, what do you call it, people to wear the masks and comply, it's not looking good. And I understand it. When I went to Lake Compounce yesterday, 100% compliance. 100%. Nobody bitched. Nobody complained. Everybody followed the rules. It was a great day. Things were a little sluggish. So, with Six Flags New England, who the hell knows? You know? Yeah, I mean, Lindsay says, I'd sue if they can't open for 2021 season. Right now, Six Flags should cut their losses, put the money for new attractions towards R&D. I totally agree. Right now, see, there's a benefit too. Right? There's a big benefit to being closed for this year and maybe next year. They could work on painting rides, fixing things up. Instead of, you know what I mean? Look, obviously Supergirl's going to be 2021. There's no way around that. Nothing different's going to happen, you know? But, so, obviously they wouldn't get anything in 21. So the money that if there was no virus that they were going to give for 21, take that, paint coasters, you know. You know, so We should see. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I think. Uh, you know, yeah, he goes strictly opening day media compliance. Well, opening day for Lake Compounce was just season pass holders. There was no media there. Nothing. I mean, unless you want to consider me media, I was the only that I know of for media there. I bumped into a couple guys, while we were social distancing, waiting to go in the park. And they were like, hey, you're Josh from SFNEOnline. And we talked for like 10 seconds, whatever. And, then we were able to get in and, stuff like that. So for us, and then I heard it wasn't 100%, but it was probably like 99% today. One person said that there was a few people that wasn't wearing the masks right. They were wearing them. I saw like somebody had one under their chin, so that's not wearing it right. Somebody had it under their nose, but for the most part, everybody social distance. Everybody did their thing. So it could be that people like. I'm sure as time goes on. I'm not saying. Yeah, if you count vloggers as media, But I think with Lake Compounce, I think what they're going to do, I'm sure it's going to fall apart at some hand unless the all the employees at Lake Compounce buckle down and go bam, bam, bam. Like, that's what you got to do. People, look, everybody knows that I am the biggest stickler. I don't want to wear a mask. I don't want any of this stuff. I don't want to follow any guidelines, right? Everybody knows how I felt, my position. Yeah, I'm sure they'll probably even have problems like Saturday. Saturday's supposed to be a nice day, 4th of July. No fireworks, but people are going to want to get out and go do things. The water park doesn't open till the 6th. But, yeah, it's really, I don't know. And I sent an email to Larry, the park president there. And I said, hey, I was very impressed with what you guys do. I hope you guys continue this. And he was asking if I was going today. And I was like, nah, I'm not going today. I had to work. So, and plus I'm not going to work tomorrow. So, so. Oh, John. You want to know something? Did you hear about that shooting last night in where that Silver Lake area in Providence? At that house, that 3-family house there, or 2-family, I forgot what it is. And the guy got killed, and they're trying to find him the murder last night in Providence. I know the owner of that house. That owner of the house is one of my employees. He texted me at 7 o'clock this morning. He's like, boss, I ain't gonna make it in at 7 a.m. He's like, some stuff went down, and he goes, I went to bed at 4 a.m. So I texted him at like 9 o'clock in the morning when I finally rolled out of bed, and I was like, hey, just call me when you get a chance. Tell me what's going on. So he told me the whole story of what was going on. I was like, holy crap. So he's like, because today we were going to like get something ready we're going to Virginia next week to the U.S. Patent Office. And we had to build the switch box. And what do you call it? He told me the whole story, all this stuff. But so I'm like, dude, go take care of what you got to do. Just come in on Monday. I said, nobody's coming in tomorrow. He's like, you sure? He's like, I can come. Because he called me at like, I don't know, like 10. He's like, I just need a little bit, like, catch a nap. He's like, I can come in the office at 1, 2 o'clock. I'm like, just stay. So, yeah, he was very appreciative. of he's still getting paid. He's not. We didn't tell him sorry. Take the day off. He's still getting paid. So we're just like, dude, go take care of your house. Go take care of what you got to do, because he knows that person that died is one of his friends. He's known him for years and years. So he took it pretty bad. So we'll see what happens. The first trim on Candymonium is on the second floor of the hill, and the one after the overbank. The second one is on the last hill before the helix into the brake run. Dollywood at 350 portable sinks around the park. Fiesta Texas has both a new fireworks show and a drive-in theater in the parking lot. Did you see, speaking of drive-in theater in the parking lot, Walmart's going to do that now? Huh. Yeah, you keep telling me about Parkitect, and I keep asking you what it is, and I'm like half brain dead. So, yeah. All right, so let's get into the Lake Compounce stuff. This is going to take up probably the last hour of the show, maybe 20 minutes of the show. I don't know. So, with Lake Compounce, I'm an idiot. I told Charles that I was an idiot yesterday. I thought the park was open 10 to 8 yesterday. Don't know why I had that in my vision. It was only open 11 to 6. I was at the park at 9:30. Wait, there was only one car in front of me, and then it rained on and off. All day. It would rain for 20 minutes, be good, then an hour or two later, rain for 20 minutes, and then eventually at 4:45 they shut it down. They just closed the park. Actually, when they made the announcement, it was at 4:44. Lake Compounce will be closing at 4:45 due to inclement weather, because it was lightning and raining. I was kind of laughing when we looked at our phones at the time. It was like 4:44. They're closing in now. Usually they give you like a 20-minute head start kind of thing. But like Charles said, we were the only ones on the carousel, the four of us. Me, my two sons, and and Charles. We were like the last ones. We were literally the last guests walking out of the park. So that was cool. So park updates: Main Street Creamery, which I did not get a chance, and I got to register still for the Twofer Connecticut event at Quasi and Lake Compounce. But they, I will show you different pictures of stuff. So the first thing I'm going to do before I get anything else is I'm going to show you the POV that's coming out on Saturday. Just because I already have it loaded up, and instead of going on and on and on, I'll get to that. So, holy crap. We almost got killed at work last night. A lightning bolt hit 20 feet from the building we were working by as a tornado passed. Holy crap. Yeah, you know what? Phobia has always made some weird noises in the high G-force areas. I don't know why, but ever since it opened, it's been doing that. I don't know why. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly talk about Ghost Hunt. I'm going to show you the POV. The POV comes out on 4th of July if you want to watch it again, or as many times you want. Share it, whatever. So the reason why I took a POV of it, and it's with park permission. I talked to the park about it, and I'm like, cool. They updated the mirror room. There's this mirror hallway, and it used to just be a mirror, and then the green light comes out at you. Well, they added a boatload of targets. It's kind of freaky. And let me just pop this up. You guys can watch it and check it out.
On the carousel, spin around
Oops, wrong button. So, there you go. I blew up the place. It was cool. Yeah, we mega pewed. That's funny. That's funny, Charles. You threw your water in the air. No offense, dude, but that's kind of funny. So, as you can see, when all the mirrors are, with all the targets, it just looks crazy because it just used to be mirrors. The only thing is that one particular... I think it was that time, and it wasn't really paying attention for the second because I was making commentary in the background. And then I was looking at the comments. It's supposed to be that green light that comes out. I think we wrote it one more time after that. Yeah, we wrote it one more time after that, and then I know Charles had never been on it before, and he got like 3 rides on it, or 2 rides. Well, see, I got better at it. Like once we wrote it like 2 times before we met up. Yeah, 2 times before we met up with Charles, and then 2 times with Charles. So I wrote it 4 times. He wrote it 2. So he went from none to 2 in a day. But I like what they did with the ride. It's awesome. The newer guns are better. You know, when they replaced them, the targets are better. It's just so much better. And if you can... Here's the thing. The color targets that they have are worth points. So if you just go after the purple ones, you get a boatload of points. Red ones get you is the middle ground, and then the green ones are the little pew pew points. You don't really get many points. So I like what they've done with the ride. Yeah, the second time that green light in that mirror room is supposed to come out at you. Oh, the lines weren't bad at all. So this is the good thing you asked that. Yeah, I heard about that, John, about the Pawtucket Red Sox. Yeah, this year is just the year of cancel. Everything's getting canceled this year. I know, at this point, I'd like to go to Frontier City just so I can do something. Well, here's the problem with the ride ops and all that stuff. Each day that it's a little better with weather, the lines are going to get long. So, yeah, the ops are going to be horrible everywhere, no matter what park you go. They're not going to be like hop, hop, hop to it, because the virus is still there and it's still trying to kill everybody. So, with all the different cleaning, I don't know, Nelson, what you had compared to when I went yesterday. I don't know what's changed, what's not changed, what they were doing, not doing. But, like, they would clean, like, Boulder Dash every cycle. So they were wiping it down before you got in. With, oh yeah, let me, pull up some pictures so you can see what
On the carousel, spin around.
Look at it again. There's my ugly face. Here we go. Alright, so I'm going to add a picture here, a picture there, just so you kind of see, for those that didn't get to experience it, what they're doing. Because I think that, if you in fact are gonna go, and there's things that you need to know, just so you can be prepared. So first we'll start with, here is the ride closure list. Say it was open 11 to 6. Thunder Rapids, Lakeside Trolley, Sky Coaster, Wildcat, Kitty Bumper Cars, Wave Swinger, Jolly, Jester, and Zoomerang. Those were closed yesterday. Pirate Ship has... excuse me. Pirate Ship has reopened. It worked. We wrote it. So there's that. Let's remove this. Just I just want you guys to have an idea of what could be open, what might not be open. A lot of stuff hangs in the balance because they can't get the with that visa there for the internationals. So things are gonna be a little rough. They're not gonna have the people that they usually do in the park to work. All right, so let's see. All right, so this is how they social distance on Folder Dash. Oh, hang on, the picture's too big and you're not going to see anything. All right, so as you can see people in the front row, front car, nothing in the next one. They just kept alternating, putting all the things. You know, so people wearing masks, people complying, like you can see in the picture there, which is very nice. Yeah, Aaron Productions, they have to clean in between every ride. Also, one other thing is you have to put on hand sanitizer because they were forcing you to put hand sanitizer before you go, on. They weren't going to let you on unless you had, took a squirt. So if you took a squirt, you were good to go. What else did I want? Oh, so this was crazy. I was definitely impressed with how they clean Ghost Hunt. See that red tag or whatever? They put that on. When you get off the ride, when you exit the ride, they put that red tag on so the worker that put you on the ride knows. I didn't go down that way. I wasn't paying attention. I mean, I did ride the carousel, but it was at the end of the night. We were just trying to find something to ride. But they alternate the cars. So if it's got a red tag when it comes up to when you're going to load, they clean it down, and then they let it run with nobody in it. Next car comes up, you get on because they've taken the red tag off, and it had already gone through and been clean. The social distance markers and the queue lines were would seem 8 to 10 feet apart, not 6, which, hey, that's fine. It gives me more space to not have people up my ass because I'm enjoying that aspect of it. I'm not enjoying the wearing the mask in the heat. I mean, I could go to the smoking section, and when I'm eating or drinking, you can take the mask off. So, I would go ride quite a few rides, and then I would go have a smoke, chill, eat something. I ate the potato patty. The fries were not that good yesterday. I was very upset about that. But then I found out they got a grilled cheese place. So when I go on the 18th, that's where I'm going to get food. I'm going to grilled cheese. I want some grilled cheese. That's over by Phobia. So yesterday they were very impressive with me. They really impressed me. They did what they were supposed to do. You know what I mean? Like what they promised, they did, and everybody complied. The only time I saw anybody with a mask off was where you were sitting and eating, or having a drink, or having a cigarette. I did not once see anybody with the mask under their nose, under their chin. It was on. People went. But yeah, the free soda thing, you got to watch out. We got charged. I didn't complain. I got a discount on it. I got a, what do you call it? I got to talk. I forgot to tell Larry about that. Because they didn't, some of the, I even said there's supposed to be a button for free soda on there for season pass holders. And I got a discount. So, I mean, I did not give the girl a hard time. I get it. It was opening day. But I am going to let Larry know after the show about the soda. Just so he knows. I ended up having to pay like $8 or whatever for 3 drinks. And I wasn't mad because the other times I got soda, they were free. Other people are on board and they got it. Some people have no clue. It's just training, getting more people trained. It was probably that girl's, you know what I mean? Like, she probably didn't get that much training yet about it. You know what I mean? When you're under the gun and it's actual people, you're like, oh, crap, I get it. And I even said to Charles yesterday, I have to practice what I preach. And what I meant by that is when I told all you guys, when you go, don't give the workers any crap. It's not their fault. It's really not their fault. If you want to be angry at the virus, be angry at your entitled ass if you're that upset about, Ride-ops. No offense to anybody, but that's just, let's be honest. You can't be mad at the ride-ops, the food workers. You can't be mad at them for something. We went, you're opening in the reopening during a pandemic. Things are going to be slow. They're not going to be fast. And if you can't deal with that, just stay home. Because I don't care if I saw Charles or John or Aaron Productions or Lindsay anybody. If I see anybody and find out that you're busting chops and breaking their balls and being a douchebag, and I don't mean, I'm just using you guys as an example. Please don't kill me, But I'm just saying, if you are going out there and pissed off and mouthing off online, going F this park and this, that, I will call you out. Because that just shows, that's why I don't call myself an enthusiast, because all these enthusiasts are going around thinking their shit don't stink, and they think they're God's gift to the creation of this earth, and they're not. It's a hobby. Relax. If they weren't trying so hard to put in safety precautions, you would have nothing this year. Nothing. No parks, no beaches, no nothing. They're trying. I get it. I don't want anything shut down. I am in total, in my mind, everything they do, while it's to save everybody, which, keep people safe. You know what I mean? And I can answer that question in a second, Ethan. I'm just going to finish my thought. There's just too much people, you know what I mean? Like entitlements that people have all the time because people are upset about, you know what I mean? Like I said to Charlie, I'm like, oh, these fries ain't that good. I ate some fries. I was hungry. I ate my chicken fingers. You didn't hear, I did not complain to anybody. I didn't go online. I wasn't like, you know what I mean? Like, what Lake Compounce has done to get the park ready for us to enjoy, they're a business. They want to be open. They got to make money, but it's really dangerous, and you could catch the virus. You know that going in there, and I'm sure they'll notify people if, in fact, somebody comes down with it and says, I was at Lake Compounce and I got the virus. Go get checked. And I totally get that. Like I'm a firm believer that, it's true. While everything is to keep people safe, it is 100% illegal. All the executive orders that were put forth by the governors are 100% illegal. The Constitution wasn't suspended. So the only way you can shut that down, shut all this stuff down, is with martial law. Whatever those acts are to do that. That's it. But I understand you're trying to keep people safe. And Lake Compounce and all these other parks and other recreation things are opening for the benefit of us to get out, spend money, keep these businesses afloat. And then you got people complaining about, I've been seeing it, and I'm not trying to pick, who the hell said that earlier? I'm not trying to pick on who said it. I'm scrolling back up. All right, so Nelson, I'm not picking on you to pick on you because you were just like, oh, the ops were horrible. And then we kind of put you in your place a little bit going, it's the virus. There's nothing really we could do about it. So it's just like, what I tell people is, look, you got two choices. You definitely, yeah, exactly. Ask Kaka, whatever your name is. I know it's a troll name and you like people saying it, and I find it funny too. Yeah, it's people just need to realize that it's not the ride op's fault, it's not the ride attendant's fault, it's not the cleaning people's fault, it's not the food people's fault. If they want to open, they have to follow the guidelines put forth by the governments. You know what I mean? If you got a good plan in place and they feel that you can open safely, they're going to let you do that. No, I mean, and Nelson, please don't take it as I'm like picking on you and being an ass to you, because that's not what it is. I'm just trying to let other people know that there are way worse people than you, Nelson. You're like, you just kind of like just, like when you got a heart monitor on and they're checking your heart rhythm or whatever, you're in a hospital, beep. You just did a little beep. There's people that was like beep 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 beep. Like I've been seeing it since parks are open, and people are disgusting. We just know that. I get it. People like been cooped up. People want just to go out and have fun, right? Everybody wants to go. Well, not everybody. There were people, you know, like I was saying, you got two choices. You either mask up, hand sanitize, follow the rules, and have fun, or stay home and be miserable all year. Look, it's not like the loophole. You know the ways that you can take your mask off, right? So if you need a break, go to the spot where you can take the mask off. Even, I mean, I didn't see any designated areas in Lake Compounce where you could go just to take the mask off. But I do know when you're eating, you know, outside over there, whatever, you can, when you're eating, social distance, take the mask off. Same thing with the drink. Same thing with smoking. Find one of those three places. Go get a soda. Go sit down for 20 minutes, sip your soda, and just breathe. You're not going to, you know what I mean? Like, yes, it's tough. It's hot. It's muggy. It's been crazy. You know what I'm saying? Huh, that's cool. Ask caca caca. Well, Ethan, if Ethan says, hey, what do you do if your mask fell off of a ride or broke and you're in the park and you only have one mask? Well, you would have to buy another mask. And they have, when you go in the gift shop, just so you know, I should have took a picture of it and I didn't even video it. The gift shop over by the entrance, as soon as you walk in the door, to the right on the wall is a whole bunch of, I didn't really look to see if they had like any, like, there's just like different various masks. I don't know how much they are. Now, what I could tell you this. I wasn't really loving wearing my net gaiter. Because think about it, that thing's covered. There's no way to suck air in and out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a picture of me and my two sons masked up, so you can see we had different types of masks, you know, materials. So when I talked to my kids about it, the kids said that their masks, they were fine, and there wasn't really much of any problems breathing. I had more harder of a time than the kids did. So for those that know me, I got my tiger mask on. You see the child next to me, well, teenager. That's Jeremy, and then the other one with the blue shirt, that's Devin. So Devin's mask was definitely the better of the three. And yes, his mask is over his nose. That's a weird material, and for some reason, the material is kind of like fuzzy. You know, it was like generic weird stuff on him. I didn't notice any Lake Compounce masks when I was there, but we were literally in and out. I was trying to find, you know, like I said earlier, I was practicing, you know, practice what I preach. Support the parks. Buy food, drinks, give, you know, t-shirts, whatever. They had a 40% off sale. You know, the pack of t-shirts? It was 40% off. They were just trying to pimp it out. Yeah, I'm also older and a smoker, so that's not fair comparison to a healthy teen. You are correct. Charles was wearing a different material net gaiter, one you can wet and cool down. I don't know how that was for him compared to mine. My material, it was very thin. It was just, I was heating up, and it's not as breathable as I thought. Like when I wear the other masks, I have a mask like Jeremy and a mask like, oh no wait, Jeremy had the good mask, Devin had the weird mask, like the different material. But Devin enjoyed his mask. He said he could breathe fine. He was good. And then Jeremy said the same thing. So, well, I think they tell you, yeah, because on phobia in the log flume, they tell you to take the mask off. You don't have to wear it on the log flume. I think they're worried about with the launch that it's gonna fall off. Boulder Dash, I mean, my kids with the mask that you see right there, they said the mask didn't budge, the masks didn't bother them, they didn't even try to slip off. So I may move to one of those masks there. Matter of fact, I took all the masks in the house and washed them all. Here's a little disgusting secret. Because I don't wear masks often. They're always in my work bag. The only time that I wear it is if I go in a store. Like I don't have to wear one in my office because we only have right now 3 employees. And once we get back to where we are, and we're almost there. We're almost back. The money owed that we're actually going to get paid is building up. I feel not as stressed anymore as I was prior to looking at the books today. I was, yeah. Like I said, I don't know why Phobia did what they did. For Phobia, the log flume because of the water. I get it. They did add a little bit of theming when you're coming back in. You can see in the little pond there up there, they had some wooden barrels and stuff. I love going on that. I love log flumes going on them because you don't get that wet. You get a little wet, and I'm okay with a little wet. I don't want to be soaked. I was already getting soaked enough from what do you call it? The rain. So why have that? All right, I'm going to show you a couple more things. Just so you get an idea. So we showed you the video of Ghost Hunt. We showed you social distancing and cleaning. We showed you the rides that were closed. I took this picture of the carousel. And I just love this picture of the carousel. It is missing 3 horses because they're being refurbished. Oh yeah, I forgot about Splash Mountain. We got to talk about that. So that once we're done with this in a second, we got to talk about Splash Mountain. We got it. But this is their carousel. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful picture. I love it. Yeah, I don't think mine was going to move on Phobia either. So oh yeah, when I got my haircut, and you said you got a haircut, right? Did you have to hold your mask on your face while they cut your hair? Did you have to deal with that? I went to Supercuts near where I was going to where I have a P.O. box. I had to do some banking for the company and stuff like that. So I went, what do you call it? Yeah, when I went in there, I had to make my online reservation to get a haircut, and then I had to hold the mask because they didn't, they're cutting and trimming up the hair and all that. I didn't really do my hair today. I just kind of woke up and rolled out. But yeah, I forgot all about Splash Mountain, man. I can't believe I forgot about that. So if anybody has any other questions about anything in Lake Compounce, by all means, let me know. I think I hit everything on the head. Oh, one last thing I wanted to mention. I snapped the hell out of the flyers. Even my kids, they went, holy SHI, the rest of the word. If it's not Knoebels flyers, if it's, what do you call it? If it's regular, what the hell was I talking about? Oh, flyers. If it's not Knoebels, it's pretty tough to snap the flyers the way that they're run. Lake Compounce have been running a better cycle on them so you can snap them now. I really wish I had video of it because it was better than any. Well, what you got to do is you have to. This is This is what I did to snap on the flyers, because it was crazy. After I did like my last snap, they shut the ride off, because my thing was like ba-bang. Basically, what you're trying to do is the wires that are holding the tub as you're moving the sail, they get slack, and then they ba-bang, and you know, you could feel it. It's the stutter on it slapping. So Nelson, did you see that green bush up against the ride? I don't know if you saw that green bush. Like, you have the support system of it, you know, where the motor is and all that, and then it's got the round where it's holding the you know, the wires, you know, in the boats. So that bush that's right up against the support thing, the way that I had came down, it went right into the bush. Like, I went right through it. Boom, the one on the ground, not the trees by the wall. Like, I was in the bush. And I kept murdering all the flowers. And then that wall that has the plane on it, I was over the wall sideways. I was above it by a foot or two. That wall. I had it up that high. And I was up sideways like this, and then I turned it down. And just, after I did that, I think they kind of freaked out. Because I did it fairly quick. I had that thing. But I don't know. I was just so proud of my snapping. It was better than any Knoebel snapping I've ever done. It was that crazy. To me, it was a proud moment. For me. It was just crazy. Just like, I had never gotten that high up into the trees over the wall where that plane is on that back wall. I've never gotten it that high ever over the wall. I was above, over it, coming. It was crazy. I've never done it there like that. I mean, Knoebel, when I go to Knoebels, I always feel like I'm going to hit flying turns all the time. And then we always hit the trees and stuff in Knoebels. But people were shredding that stuff, and it was awesome. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough, Lindsay, with the facial hair and all that. I shaved 2 days ago. 2 days ago, and this is already what it is. It sucks, man. It's all right. So let's talk. Flyers. You thought you were talking about the NHL team, not the flat. Yeah. All right. So let's talk Splash Mountain. So we had briefly talked about that. You know, what was that, last week? We were kind of talking about the petition when that went out. And we had that talk about, you know, it wasn't a political talk, but, you know, we were talking about how things need to change within the black community and how things need to change. We had that talk, and the chat went silent. Some people tuned out. Some people came back after. Some people were very supportive. It's a mixed bag. I get it. It's not for everybody. But it needed to be talked about. And I purposely made that conversation uncomfortable. It was done on purpose. It's kind of like a research and testing to see how people reacted just to the talk of it. So I get to see a mixed bag. But anyway, so the news is they're going to retheme it to Princess and the Frog. It's going to work out in Disneyland fine, just by the concept art. I'm sure you all, has anybody not seen if somebody hasn't seen the concept art, leave the comment saying, no, I haven't seen it yet. And then I'll get it and put it up on the screen for you to check out if you haven't seen it. Beyond that, so it's going to be Princess and the Frog. I don't know how many of you have been to Disneyland or not been to Disneyland, but where Splash Mountain is in Disneyland, it's located right next door to Haunted Mansion. Perfect. It fits the whole theme. The problem with what do you call it, Magic Kingdom, is it's smack dab in the middle of Frontierland. I mean, I'm sure Disney's going to work its magic, do what it's got to do to make it work, but when you're trying to envision it, it's really tough. Oh, you haven't seen the hang on, let me dig through here and get it up for you. Just so you can see it, because it's really cool to, excuse me, Princess Mountain artwork. All right, so here it is. So we're just gonna get this. Where is it? Oh, okay. Save the image. Download. Save. Okay. Now I'm gonna dump this thing right in here, and then you guys can see it. And this is the concept artwork, just showing kind of like the ride, what it's gonna be. So, give me a sec here. For those that don't know, maybe you don't care, maybe you do care. Where's my downloads? Splash Mountain is, you know, and when they made the announcement that they were officially doing it, it's gonna look off. But here's the concept work. It looks predominantly the same. Just, you know, you got the tree with a boat in it at the top, so you're gonna be coming out of the tree, coming down, still the same everything. It's gonna look kind of like a bayou, whatever, and they just add Princess and the Frog and a gator there, and you know, it's just gonna look weird, and I get it. You know what I'm saying? But this is the concept. This is the outside. That's the only thing. The statement they made. But you know what's weird? Disney's bad at Westerns. I love the Lone Ranger movie. I thought the Lone Ranger was great with Johnny Depp in it. I guess people just didn't like it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. Yeah, I think what you're saying is, Paul Atsakaka, whatever. It said in the article, that's what I was saying before I stopped and changed my words and stuff. They've been working on it for over a year. I don't buy it, but hey, you gotta take it with what they're saying, and it's up to you to decide if you think it's true or not. Nobody know. I mean, I'm a little skeptical only because that's the only piece of artwork. I think within a year you can have a bunch of different artwork. People really need to see what you're trying to do. Plus, something that I read, they gotta scan the ride still. So that's another kind of red flag. They gotta do a digital scan of the ride so that they can, because you know they're gonna reuse most of the animatronics. They're just gonna reskin them, and they're gonna change the decor around it to fit in. It's supposed to be based off all the popular songs of the movie. It's supposed to be based off of a story like right after the kiss. It's supposed to take place, and which doesn't make sense because if it's going to take place after the kiss, when she becomes a princess, but you're going to use the popular songs from the movie that happened before the kiss, so they're going to put scene. I don't know how it's going to work. So I don't know. Look, there obviously there are other things that could fit in the Frontierland, but I honestly think I agree with you, Chris, saying it's hard to call the ride racist if no one knows the reference material is just singing animals. The majority of people, it's Disney did a good job of hiding the movie. After the oh yeah, I know what you're talking about financially. Yeah, I mean, I thought the movie Lone Ranger was great. People, I guess, just didn't like it. I don't know, but for Splash Mountain, the cat's out of the bag. As more and more people found out the ride was attached to Song of the South. I mean, I've been saying this for years that its days are numbered because it's very controversial. They don't ever want to release it on DVD, Blu-ray, laser, nothing. They're not releasing on nothing. No Disney Plus, nothing. They're burying the movie like it didn't exist. Now, could it come out 100 years from now? Maybe. Like a historical thing. Like, hey, we used to be jerks. We used to be very racist people. This is the history of us being idiots. You know, and I understand the whole thing. I understand both sides of the fence. It's not like I'm going, hey, get the screw. I'm not saying screw black people. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying, honestly, what they should have did was retheme it. They could have Lone Ranger it. I don't know. They could have done something. There's a million different They could have done like a Woody's Roundup, had a Toy Story. You know that Hollywood Studios has Toy Story Land, but they could, you know. I don't know about everything that goes on in the. I haven't watched that movie in years. I haven't watched it. Yeah, the concept art that I showed you does not work in the area of Magic Kingdom. As in, we'll have to retheme the whole area and close in Big Thunder. I mean, they could change it Big Thunder Railroad and kind of retheme it to fit that. And they could add, what's that? You know, Princess Tiana there from Princess and the Frog. They could add the restaurant. You know, they could make a little area. I don't know. But, like I was saying earlier, I think you are going to find that Wild West themes are on the way out. Because, you know, now there's petitions and talk of trying to get Disney to change Peter Pan, Hall of Presidents, Tiki Room, Jungle Cruise, and It's a Small World. I mean, they could just rip out It's a Small World and put something new there. I'm okay with getting rid of that. I'm okay with getting rid of Hall of Presidents. The scene in question on Peter Pan is they have the cartoon, the way the Indians looked in the movie, the cartoon movie there, and they're just sitting in front of teepees. Is, you know, I love Frontierland. I love Wild West themes. I grew up with it, but also during those times, because cowboys and Indians, slaughtering Indians, and, you know, slavery and all this stuff going on. They're gonna keep coming. You know what I mean? Like, they're gonna keep coming for things to try to get it to a politically, well, not politically correct, but I guess so it's not racially insensitive. And you know what? I'm okay with it as long as they're not. See, when they go and do this retheme, they have no choice but to go all out. They can't half-ass it, because then people are going to be pissed. People are going to be like, oh, you rethemed it. It looks like crap. You know? Yeah, I don't know. But on the ride, it's there. They're just talking. I mean, most of it is like getting rid of, like, I guess, the bad look of Indian references and stuff. Yeah, the Indian reference also in the Jungle Cruise, like the headhunter that the people are barking about. And I gotta look. I'm not against the changes. I'm not for the changes. I just look at it and I go, well, yeah, I understand. So if they're gonna do it, they're gonna do it. There's nothing. Hey, what's up, Zach? Did you have a good day at work? Were you working yesterday, Zach? Because I don't think I saw you yesterday. And I was, like, everywhere. Maybe I just didn't notice. Look, I think what they're going to do is they're going to have to... And like those with Splash Mountain, people are thinking this is going to happen quick, and it's not. You're probably a year or two away from actually having it show up. Oh, because I rode Sawmill twice. I don't know where you were at Sawmill. Everyone was wearing masks, so I'm just waving at people and getting put on the ride, and I saw people, but I didn't know. I know yesterday, we had a long discussion about Lake Compounce, but yesterday I saw 100% compliance. I heard some people, hey, have a good night, Charles. No, but they're going to have to work fast. They're going to have... It depends on how much work they're doing on it. That's funny, Zach. Well, Disney's playing it smart. I mean, Chris works there, and you know, he tells us about the good and the bad. He's told me, because I'll ask Chris here questions like, what do you see? People following the rules, they're not following the rules. And I know Disney had executives or park workers or whatever roaming around SeaWorld, Universal, going through the park, seeing what works and what doesn't, and they're trying to make sure that what works and what doesn't, they make sure they do what works and don't do what doesn't. It's going to be tough. It's going to be heavily relied on people following rules. If you follow the rules, you'll be good. The other people, then it's what they call shared responsibility. A worker is going to tell you, hey, put that mask on, right? Social distance. So once they tell you that, it's up to you as the guest to social distance and wear a mask and don't be an ass. So, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't, like I say, don't be jerks to the workers. Comply or you're going to lose the fun. So, you know what I mean? I don't want to see employees getting berated. If I see it, I'm going to say something. Whether I get kicked out of the park, arrested, something. If I get punched in the face, I am going to say something. I got a big mouth, and I know one day my big mouth's going to get me a mouthful of teeth. I am full aware of that. But when I see stupid stuff, it ain't right. I don't care who it is, what it is, who you are. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what your sexual orientation is. If you act like an ass in the park and you're giving a park worker crap, I'm going to call you out right there. And I'm also, when I see you do it on social media, I'm going to call you out right there too. Who's down here? I hear shaking of something. I hear keys. Where you going? Who's here? Oh, it's you.
I gotta get money.
Oh, is he in here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But the rest of these motherfuckers.
Hey, what's up, J Kite? So they so just don't be assholes. Simple as that. Just don't do it. Don't treat them like crap. It ain't their fault. I don't know, but let's see. Always be nice to people. Whoo-wee, that room stinks.
You're not kidding.
Wow. Whoo-hoo. I think I just got high just breathing it in.
Yeah, so did I. I got fucking headache.
Damn. And Devin sleeps in there, I think. He must pass right out.
Oh, I fell almost.
What do you mean?
I just got dizzy.
You got dizzy?
I almost fell.
Well, it's good for you. It's gonna help you.
Why is it so hot in here?
That blows out the heat, the humidifier.
But why? I never did that in my basement.
It always does that. No matter what humidifier I ever had, when it sucks the moisture out, it blows out hot air.
Oh my God,
It's taking the moisture out and sending it out hot.
oh, it's too hot for me.
Hey, did you have fun at Fiesta, J Kite? So sad how many guests at Universal come to us at guest services demanding a refund because the park is not what they remember and is lacking, and then flip at us for equating their time. I mean, people are stupid. That's just entitled jerks. If I was the parks, I would ban those people for life. I don't want to deal with that. Why would you want people like that in your park? Like, if people were like that, I can understand if it's a legit thing. But during this, and knowing all of the requirements you have to do and guidelines, people like that, I'd be like, you know what? You got a lifetime ban. Get the hell out. You ain't getting a refund. See you later, partner. I'm sorry. I seen that. Lakemont and Leap the Dips are going to be reopening. That's awesome. That coast has been closed too long. That was the longest operating wooden, roller coaster in the world. But I'm telling you, if I was the owner of Universal, I would have a policy. If you complain like that and you're berating the employees and you're giving everybody a hard time, then you're crying about it's not what you expected. You spent that money to come down and you want a refund. I go, well, I'm like, you want to talk about that? Please speak with what do you call it? I would what I would personally do, what do you call it? Is I say, go please speak with my my so and so employee over here. He will take care of you. Next. So I would be really handing him over to my security guard, giving him a lifetime ban and going, get out, you ain't getting nothing. Bye. See you later. I wouldn't tolerate it. I would not. And then when they went online complaining and tagging me in it, and I would respond back going, well, you're an entitled little baby brat giving the park crap and arguing for nothing, and you fully know, because if I had the park, you would fully know what's opening, what's going to happen, etc., and that's what's going to happen, and there's nothing you can do that's going to change it. You're not getting a refund, because once you go through that gate, and you already known, ignorance is not allowed. If you went before a court, a judge is going to go, you can't use ignorance as an excuse. You just can't. And that's what people are going to go, oh, I didn't know. Well, good. Go get a clue. Go get an education on the park. And now that you do, wow. NBA is spending around $2 billion for the NBA thing at Disney. Well, Disney's going to love it. The NBA Disney, collaboration right there, that is a win-win for both. Disney's doing a good deed and getting paid, and NBA gets to play. The players are going to make money somehow, and there you go. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like, I don't want to, like I've been saying all night, Jay, I do not want to wear a mask, and I don't want to follow guidelines. It's just a personal preference. I like how I am right now. I don't got a mask on. I'm socially distant because everybody's upstairs. But when we're all together, we're all up each other's butt in this house. I'm not gonna socially distance my kids from me, even though sometimes that's a good idea. It's like, go away, little kid. Well, he's not little. They're all tall. They're both taller than me. But yeah. So before we leave, I'm gonna leave you with this. Okay? Don't be an ass to all these employees, regardless of who they are. Because if I see it and I see you, I'm going to slap you like a little bitch. I'm going to make you feel like you're this big by the time I'm done with you, because that's uncalled for. Anybody out there that's watching this, you know the guidelines, what you got to do, etc., etc. You know. No ignorance allowed. You know that you know what's going on. Food's going to be slow. Everything's going to be slower. Cleaning, all that. Do you want to be safe and not get it, or do you want to get it? Whatever you want to do. You want to have fun, you put the mask on. If not, stay the hell home. I put the mask on because I wanted to go have fun. I hate them. I think the masks are stupid. Even though I will say, when I wore that gated thing, I wore it horseback riding. I didn't know I could take it off during horseback riding, so I wore it the whole hour. I felt like a cowboy in the Wild West. Wearing a handkerchief on there. I was like, it was cool. It was. So, just have some patience. Don't be an entitled brat. Have some fun. Yeah, I won't be Planet Coastering in it probably till Monday. So, there is So, basically, before we get out of here, for an update on videos and stuff, Monday we're going to do Planet Coaster. Next Wednesday we're back to the regular time, same bat channel for the Grove Show, 7 o'clock. We're also going to be... tomorrow's video is all about the guidelines, showing everything going on. 4th of July, you're going to get the full POV that you watched on here. If not, you missed it, of Ghost Hunt with the upgrades. And then on... I have to upload it. Actually, I have to mix it down because that's done. My computer was giving me baloney earlier. So I got to mix that down when I get done with this. Then I gotta upload it, and it's probably gonna get uploaded for Monday or Tuesday. So, yeah, that's about it. So, just be careful this weekend. There could be some crazies running around trying to cause violence and harm. Be safe. Have fun with your families or whatever you're doing for the 4th of July. If you get any fireworks, good luck on that. Just have fun. Be safe. I'll see you guys Monday on Planet Coaster. We can all chit chat and hang out and whatever. And until then, everybody, keep on coasting. Y'all have a happy 4th of July. Peace.